Crime, unemployment, education, sustainability. The decisions before us have never been more crucial. The margin for error has never been smaller. This is The Exchange, where we talk to the people with the vision, the creativity, the passion, and the will to build the new Bahamas. I'm Ian Strawn, and this is where we ask and answer the hard questions. The Exchange starts now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to us here at ZNS Bahamas. We have a very interesting program lined up for you this evening. We're having a panel discussion about Haitian-Bahamian relations, and I'm joined by three very dynamic Bahamians and also a man of Haitian citizenship who is here working in the Bahamas, and they're going to talk to us about their experiences, their life journeys, and how they see the relation between these two communities, the Bahamian community and the immigrant community, as well as those first-generation Bahamians who are of Haitian descent. My guests are, to my immediate left, filmmaker Basile Brave, and next to him is a school teacher, Carleen Louissaint, who is teaching at Palmdale Primary, third grade, and to her left is a French teacher at C.H. Reeves, Dorval Dallier, and he's also assistant pastor of Chief Cornerstone Ministry. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Please forgive me if I have brutalized your names.
That's all right.
Thank you so much for joining me. This is, of course, one of the hot, never stale, always relevant and current hot-button issues in our country is Haitian-Bahamian relations. Of course, and it was thrown into high relief during the election period with the visit of the president, Martelly. What did you think of that? Just curious, before we get into the story of each of you and your journeys, how did you respond to the public response to the president's visit?
In fact, I think it was a misunderstanding. First, I have to tell you I'm the one who invite the president here.
You're responsible.
I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain.
You're the man to blame. Just blame. Just blame.
No problem.
You should have told me you were inviting him. I'd actually show up. Yeah, go ahead.
What happened, you know, as Haiti is open for business right now, he already went around the place except the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. I said, no way. Why Haitian here in the Bahamas, they are Haitian as well. Why you went all over the place, not on Bahamas? I said, let me try to invite him. I write him a letter. I said, we invite you to looking for investor here in the Bahamas because that will reduce the influx of Haitian coming here.
Right, economic prosperity there.
Yes, if the Bahamian go and Haiti invest. He said, okay, no problem. He will come to visit the Bahamas. But he came in the wrong time. That was a crucial time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, people are calling the talk show saying that Hubert and Grandma's call him to tell the Haitian to vote for him. That was not true. Do you understand what I mean? The man was looking for investor. He was looking for business for Haiti. What's going on? What's happened exactly? I was there in the room. One of the journalists asked him a question. He said, what do you suggest the Haitian background who can vote in the country? There is nothing wrong with that. He said, they have to vote to those who are in the best interest of them. It is quite simple.
Was that inappropriate? Was that overstepping his bounds? Here he is, the leader of a foreign country, coming here and telling our citizens how to vote. This is what I was hearing.
No. Actually, I explained to you how it was. You asked me a question, and I give you an answer. It is not all about getting and step in the political of the Bahamas. What happened? Some of the politicians, they twist what the man had said and give it to the media and twist it around and bring it around. Everybody say a lot of things.
I mean, but the thing about it is that everybody, I'm assuming, decides how to vote based on what is in their best interest.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, how else would you decide to vote?
Exactly.
What was your perception of it, Mr. Brave?
Well, I was there at that time, and in short notice, the people let me know. Well, I also filmed that event that day. I also have it on DVD. So I went around and distributed it to the people because I was hearing what the community was saying, you know, about the president coming here.
Right.
It was all about a political, you know, arrangement. But I filmed it and I have studied it. What I understand is that he came here for a purpose, you know, to try to help Haiti, to find investors, to come and you know, to help develop Haiti. You know, so I think that it was a good thing that he came.
Aristide also has been here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Caroline, what are your thoughts?
I think that while his motive may have been in the right place, the timing was absolutely off.
Yeah.
Regardless of how innocent the question was, because it was around election time, no matter, whatever he would have said would have been misconstrued. So knowing the time, the timing, it was just totally off, and it didn't work out in, I think that it overshadowed the whole election, and, you know, persons looked at the reason why he was here and took it as something else. And so that overshadowed whatever he might have wanted to do.
Do you believe that citizenship, the awarding of citizenship to those who are rightfully have a right to apply for citizenship, those born here who have reached the age of 18, do you believe that that process is a politicized one? In other words, do you believe that governments, PLP or FNM, have withheld citizenship and awarded citizenship based on an expectation and timed it based on expectations of winning votes?
I don't think so, because citizenship is a very serious, you know, a document to have. And for example, for me, I had to go through all the procedures to get my citizenship. Actually, I waited until I was 17. I went through the procedures, and at the age of 19, I got my citizenship. So it's very hard, you know, growing up in the, you know, Bahamas, not having those documents.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is not that you had to do anything. You did everything that you were supposed to do according to the book. What I'm saying is this decision is made at cabinet by politicians, not just by civil servants who have a dispassionate view of the situation. It's a file, okay? You know, Lusan is now at the age. Lusan, are we going to give it to her or not? Let's look at her records. Let's see. She has to pass the test. Well, I don't even know if there's a test in this country.
In fact,
but it seems very politicized here.
It may seem so, but I know based on my experience and having gone through quite a time and having to deal with both representatives from both parties, from both of the major political parties, that it's a volatile situation. So while at times it may seem politicized, it's something that political parties, they're very cautious with that. So I would say that the media, maybe people get inflamed about it, but I find that governments, they're very cautious when it comes to that. And it may seem like it's politicized, and yes, the decision is made at cabinet, but there is there's no set time. That decision is made at cabinet when cabinet has the time to do it.
That's my point.
So
that's my point.
And it has to be
the time, and they choose the time, and in a way that makes sure that, you know what, you remember this. Come election, which is 6 months away, 12 months. You see what I'm saying? And that, to me, that's abuse. That's abuse of their power, and that's exploitation. But that's the way I see it. You wanted to say something, Dahlia. Yeah.
Doc, ladies and gentlemen, the Bahamas, let me tell you something. The Haitian has played a big role politically, economically, and socially. Let me tell you, I'm going to explain. The Haitian is like the Cuban and the United States. So-called, during the election, the swing vote. Actually, the Haitian Bahamian are the one who are going to balance the vote here in the Bahamas. The last result will be the Haitian. Where they're going to stand, that make it in level. And so to speak. And they know that there are a lot here in the Bahamas. They don't forget them. They don't neglect them. They know, hey, I need a few of the Haitian vote. I need to let them know that I'm not against them.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them a few things, make them happy. You have to look at it that way.
Right.
And economically, you know, the Haitian, the role they play in the Bahamas. If a house don't cost $400,000, thank to the Haitian labor, because they are cheap labor. If you got this labor from foreign, from next place, or even from the Bahamian,
Yes.
you know, the Bahamian will ask you more to do whatever the job they have to do. Do you understand what I mean?
Sure.
And socially, so to speak, the Haitian brings some flavor in your culture, so to speak. For example, some Bahamian, what they always said, man, I want some grill, I want some sauce pois. Do you know what I mean? That means you will never forget that, because the Haiti and the Bahamas, whatever you said, they are tied together.
Of course.
They are tied because of those young people from the Haitian background who born here who become a Bahamian. That's why this tied forever. Whatever you do, there is nothing else you can do. One thing they have to do is to resolve their problem. The both government have to sit together. Do you understand what I mean? Say, hey, what happened? What I can get from you and what you can get from me. They sit only, anytime they come, they sit only in migration problem. They have to go far beyond that.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with three very interesting guests, and we're talking about Haitian-Bahamian relations. We're going to go to our first break. We'll come back, we'll get to know these gentlemen and lady a little bit better. We'll talk to them a bit about their own personal journeys and see what we can learn in that conversation. We'll be back after these messages. Creole and any other? This is The Exchange. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with us here. We have a very interesting program. We're talking about Haitian-Bahamian relations. Always a hot button issue, and you know, it's interesting. I enjoy sometimes messing with the minds of my students. We sometimes forget how long Haitians have been migrating to the Bahamas, you know, but it really goes all the way back to the 18th century, to the Haitian Revolution, and I sometimes remind people. Some very prominent Bahamians of today have Haitian roots, like our Governor General. Actually, his mother, he was born in Agua, and his mother was born in Cap Haitian. And they were like, "What? Who's that?" but I think I had Burton Louis on this program.
Yes.
A professor at University of Tennessee.
Yes, that's my friend.
And he's doing research on churches here, in Haitian churches in the Bahamas. And one of the big differences between the Bahamas and the United States is that in the United States, they welcome diversity. People coming from all over the world to come there and make them stronger. We're a little more anxious, and we have more anxiety about the different routes people take to get here. But there's more than one way to get here. Once you're here, you're here. And, you know, that's my attitude. But we seem to be a little afraid. Like, one of the things that frightens people, there was lots of talk on talk shows about Flag Day. Haitian Flag Day as this sign of disrespect to the Bahamian public. What do you think? How do you see it?
I think Haitian Flag Day is a day when you know, the Haitian Bahamians and the Haitians celebrate their Haitian independence, and I don't think it's any disrespect on that. You know, it's once we always do it in a respectful way, and we also have securities and whatsoever. When we have that, actually, I showed the Haitian Flag Day service. They sing the Bahamian national anthem, and also they sing the Bahamian national anthem. And where it is, they talk about the history, how the Haitian Bahamians came together and all that. So I think it's a good thing to have that, because it's a lot of Haitian Bahamians having kids out there, and it's good to let them know about the history, because sooner or later, you know, if we don't do that, the kids are going to forget about Haiti and you know, not remembering where they come from.
The Bahamian listeners out there would say that's exactly what we want them to do. We want them to forget about Haiti and remember the Bahamas. And the Bahamas is a country now, so why are you remembering or commemorating Haiti's independence or Haitian Flag Day? Colleen, how do you respond?
I think that at the end of the day, it just fear. People tend to fear what they don't understand.
Yes.
There's this fear that there's so many of them and so little of us. You know, as you know, for years growing up, you hear, okay, Haitians are going to take over, but in the reality is that they're coming from their country to another country, and the dominant culture is the Bahamian culture. The only thing that you're going to end up with is some sort of a new something where both cultures mix, and then it's something totally different. But unfortunately, people are afraid, and they see that, and the difference between Haitian migrants and Jamaicans and others is that the language, and that is the biggest thing right there, you know, because other persons, they speak English, they have a dialect, but with Haitians, that's a totally different language. So, you know, like you speak Creole certain places, and, you know, automatically person's mind go to the negative. So people just think that it's disrespectful simply because they don't understand. And I think with the language and also not knowing, because even with Haitian Flag Day, you have a lot of Haitian Bahamians, even Haitians, that do not know the significance of it, do not even understand their own culture and history. Because as long as I've been growing up, it's just recently, you know, I've read about it, but that they've even had, you know, Flag Day even recognized here. And I would ask persons, and you have older Haitians that, you know, grown persons, you know, 70 plus years, but they cannot explain that to you. But in terms of for the Bahamians, it's just fair. And because, well, I know in the 80s growing up, you didn't hear anything about it. So it wasn't that, but now it's almost as though there's this movement, this whole, you know, this pride thing, so it's coming out. And now fair is setting in, but okay, now it's like, all of a sudden they want to look at their history, the flag and whatnot. So I think it's more fair.
Tell us your story. You were born here. Tell us about your upbringing and your experience, and what it's been like.
Well, all I can say is being born in the Bahamas is not easy. I heard a lot of Bahamians are saying, oh yeah, the government is really not checking for us. They are checking for the Haitian more. Me, I had to work hard for everything that I have, everything that I earned, starting from property, because I didn't have no generation property like some of the others have. I had to work. I had to apply for citizenship, being discriminated in school, you know, sometimes go to school without lunch, because, you know, the Haitian community is where when your parents go to look for a job, if they doesn't have a work permit, they're getting no job. So it was where coming from school, I had to work after school, and sometimes when you in school, you wondering if when you reach home, if your parents are gonna be there. And it was very tough sometimes, like late in the nighttime, sleeping sometimes, the immigration knocking at your door. You know, it feels like you were put in a place where you didn't belong. It's like you were born. I mean, you were robbed of a right to be somewhere. So it was very difficult growing up. It was very, even today, you know, right now I'm just trying to figure out how I could give back to my, you know, Haitian culture and also Bahamian culture, so that we can unite together, make films, taking us way back.
How did you get into filmmaking? I see you got your logo there on your shirt, TBR Films. What does TBR stand for?
Well, TBR Film stands for Triple B Records, because I was independent music singer, rapper.
Okay.
And after a while, I see that you know, over here the music industry is very shallow. So I took it to film, you know, based on things that I experienced in life. I think it's a good education key, because I think without education you're blind, you know, and there's a lot of our Haitians over here, a lack of that. And some of the Haitian Bahamians doesn't know where they come from, you know, and doesn't know how good it is to have the opportunity to be here, and every opportunity that you get, you must take, you know, advantage of it, you know, and you know, so my movies is based on everything, you know, HIV and AIDS, you know, education, you know, poverty and discrimination is all about putting us together.
And people who want to see your work, you've got some on YouTube. What are some of the names of your films?
I have Just Come. It's a love story about a Haitian guy who migrated from Haiti. How he ended up falling in love with the guy daughter who gave him a place to stay. And I also have another movie called Sugar Daddy. It's based on the sweethearting and, you know, and all that, where the husband, you know, leave their wife at home, end up going to the strip club, you know, well, I have a PG section on that, you know, for the ones who will watch that. And, you know, it's based on things what happen in life, issues about life. And I have another short one called Parfait Moun Confiance. It's about a lady, you know, some of them ladies right now, they don't really want to take care of the household no more. They rather hire in a maid. And what happened is the maid ended up taking the husband from her. So
you like drama, man. You like drama.
People like drama. People like drama.
I know.
A lot of that sells, you know. So,
I know. Yes, definitely. And how have they been received?
Actually, right now is my main thing was, you know, about just educating the community. But now the feedback what I'm getting right now, I'm planning to bring a movie out that called Conflicts. It deals with teen pregnancy, it deals with HIV and education. So right now I'm on the market right now looking out for sponsors and to really put this movie out because it's based on different episodes. And I think it really could play a big impact in our society today, because I think the main thing is education. Without education, man, you know, you're nothing, you know. So
tell me, what was probably the most troubling example or experience in your formative years of prejudice that you might have experienced? Would it have been in school, something that a classmate would have said, or someone in authority?
I think it's school. I started school at the age of 9. It was very difficult. Every time my father would try to get me registered to school, they would say that you know, they doesn't have a space. And I think that really played a big impact in my life today, because I think I could have been more further where I'm at today. And also with the citizen situation, you know, like growing up, if you doesn't have a document, automatically you don't exist. So it's like it plays a big impact growing up and you know, in getting the education, because if you doesn't have a citizenship, automatically, you know, that COB, you have to pay double time. To really
I think they changed that finally.
They finally changed that, but at my time,
that was the case.
It was the case. And then to get a good education, you had to travel. Without that citizenship, you cannot travel. So now it was a very hard thing to do, and every time you keep thinking about when this is gonna happen, and why is this happening? Why I'm here? Why cannot why I wasn't born in Haiti, where I could have tried to make something where it was gonna be, where it's gonna feel welcome, you know. So that's a very a question you keep asking yourself.
Colleen,
well,
tell us about your experiences.
Actually, growing up, I guess when you grow up in the inner city, everybody's on the same level. So growing up as a child, I wasn't really aware. You know, everybody, we were all friends. But my mother, in her wisdom, she always said, when you get 18, you will know just how Bahamian you are. And she always said it, and she always said it. And it was almost like getting ready. And from whom we were told, you know, education is your way out. And they were very clear. If the Bahamian made 90, you better make 100. Whatever they do, you have to be twice as good. So definitely education was a major factor. It was very, it was actually the most important thing. And even though my mother could not read, she was illiterate. I learned how to read when I was 5. So when we went to the hospital or places, I did the translating. I filled out the forms and I did all of that. As I got older, when it was time to apply for college, I had actually gotten a 4-year scholarship, but I was told, well, you know, you can't go because you have to stay to sort out your documents. And that was when, you know, I realized the switch, because I remember, I would never forget, I had a bank account, and when I went and they told me it was closed and you need a passport. And all of a sudden, everything you needed, this passport. And then you go to Hawkins Hill, and then there was this story. And it is like, you learn as you go. The application process, for some people, they say, yeah, you apply when you're 17. And then you wait. But it wasn't just the application process. It was what you required. Because I was asked for my parents' original birth certificates.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so I was asking my mother, well, you know, for your birth certificate, because at this time, my mother had a Bahamian permanent residency. So I was like, well, how do you get a permanent residency without a birth certificate? And, you know, you're going through all of this, and unfortunately, you know, go to the Haitian Council, well, you know, they can't help you with that situation. And for me, it was a 6-year, I would say, walk up Hawkins Hill. And I always look at, you know, I said, you know, it's amazing they put that building on a hill, because that journey, that's how it feels. It's very symbolic of what you go through.
Yep.
And I'm not talking driving up Hawkins. You have to walk up Hawkins Hill to immigration. Until you've gone, then people look you in the face and say, well, you know, we cannot help you. Even when I got into COB, as I was told, I snuck in because I didn't have a passport. But I had already been in a year, and it's like, what are you going to do, put me out? So I had to pay double, and they were like, well, you know, you are Bahamian, but. You know, there's nothing behind the but.
Yes.
And at this time, of course, I had a lot of questions. Yeah. And I had the decision to you can either be angry about it, or, well, you can just move on and make something of it. And my thing was, you know what? Let me learn and see how much, you know, I can about both of these cultures. Because my whole life all I know is the Bahamas. I knew nothing about Haiti except the food, that was it. And what I knew from being at home. And I started to research. Because, see, I would want to be,
We're going to go to break, and we'll come back. We'll have you continue, and then we'll also talk to Mr. Dallier about his journey here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Basile Brave, Dorval Dallier, and Carleen Lussan about their experiences here in the Bahamas and their journeys. We'll be back after these messages.
This is The Exchange.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. For staying with us, rather, in our third segment here. We're talking about Haitian-Bahamian relations. And we were just talking to Carleen Lussan, who's a primary school teacher at Palmdale Primary, grade 3 teacher. You were telling us your story. You were talking about that Hawkins Hill climb. I know the College of Bahamas has since changed the policy that made people who were born to non-Bahamians have to pay double if they've been here. I can't remember if it's how long it's been, or if it's high school or what have you. But from your perspective, then, as you listen, and I'm sure you have occasion to listen to the debates and the calls, do you feel like we've made any progress in the last, say, 10 years since you've been out of high school for how long?
Quite a long time, from 97.
Okay, you've been out of high school more than 10 years. Do you feel like you see progress being made in terms of the dialogue, in terms of the relations, in terms of the public perception of Haitian immigrants and the children of Haitian immigrants? Or do you feel like nothing has changed and there's the same insecurities and the same hostilities, etc., and misunderstanding and fear?
There seems to be an attempt, but in reality, it's just a continuous back and forth that is going on, and it's deep-seated in fear. There's a side that wants a change, but then there is the other majority that, they hold fast. We're not going to take them over there. It's them. It's them, and then it's us.
But it feels like a one-sided conversation. We don't hear much from the Haitian immigrant community and from first-generation, second-generation Bahamians of Haitian descent. It seems that it's really just people who are expressing their fear and their anger and saying immigration isn't doing anything, government isn't doing anything, get these people out of here. They're the reason for the crime rate. They're the reason for dengue fever. They're the reason for AIDS. They're the reason for malaria. They're the reason for everything.
One thing I must say, empty barrel always made the most noise.
But in fact,
Tell us a bit about yourself.
well, before I tell you about myself, I want to go back
Sure.
concerning the Haitian flag. When the Haitians celebrate the Haitian flag, they do not celebrate Haiti, We celebrate freedom of the black people. If you consider yourself as a black people, you should join me to celebrate the Haitian flag. What happened? The step Haitian has made in 1804, it's beneficiary for all the black people wherever you can be.
Yes.
The Bahamas has benefit of that. Jamaica has benefit of that. Do you understand? This is the price that we are paying right now.
Yes.
Because I remember when the Haitians take their independence in 1804, all the superpower said, we are going to make Haiti pay what they has done to us.
Yes.
Whatever they try to do, they are not going to help Haiti for true. Haiti has to stand for itself. All the black people like the Bahamas join together to help Haiti. Let me tell you something. The Bahamas is the only country who really helped Haiti in terms of human. Let me explain. That sounds funny to you. The Canada, the United States, what they want the Haitian, but they want the
Elite.
the elite, the one who have money, the one who intellectual, well,
The professionals, the
Exactly.
physicians, and so on. Yeah.
that's what they want. If you're looking for all the big physicians, the big doctors, you go to the United States, you go to Canada, you go to France, you find them.
Yes.
But and the Bahamas is the only country who absorb the Haitian that nowhere else need them.
Yes.
That's why I always congratulate the Bahamian people who accept those people who are here. Do you understand what I mean? So, in fact, the only problem that I have with the Bahamas, we always think that, okay, we are a small country in terms of land or something. But we are not small, because where we has going, so to speak, we've been to Olympic game, we've been all over, around the world knows who's the Bahamas. But what happened? We have to start thinking big. What happened again? It's like a man, two guys been fishing. Anytime he caught a big fish, he threw it on the sea. The next man said, what happened? What's wrong with you? You doing the opposite side.
Yeah.
He said, no man, I have a small pot fry. That's why. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
That's how we're thinking.
Yes.
I remember in the Olympic game, not the Olympic game, the Golden Boys. I think one of them was Haitian background. Plenty people on the street say, man, we should not send this guy to represent the Bahamas and stuff, blah, 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 blah. Look at the United States. The little Jamaican girl don't even been in the United States. Represent the United States, get gold. What we're supposed to do, we're supposed to focus and look at, if you are capable, what you can do since you're born here.
Make us great. Make us
Exactly.
strong.
Yes.
contribute.
Exactly.
Contribute, yeah.
I know there is a young girl, very smart, but the government said if you have like 5 or 6 BJC, ESE, and C above, you should get scholarship. I know this girl, man. She is, I don't know what to explain. She fight to get a scholarship. No, she born here, go up here, but she's not going to help Haiti. She's not going to develop Haiti because she born here. She educated here. She's going to develop the Bahamas.
Yes.
They refuse to give that girl the scholarship. No, the scholarship is for the Bahamian. What you do, it's a great mistake that you have done right now.
Yes.
That girl will become a Bahamian. That means you block a Bahamian to become what he's supposed to become. That means you create poverty among yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm one of the people who believes that the age is too late. I believe you should be automatic citizen by birth. I'm probably in the minority, but if we're not going to do that, then we should find a way to accelerate this whole process. 18 seems to me too late.
Yes,
Yes.
but Doc,
If
let me
you've
tell you
been
something.
here-
There's-
you've been here for 12, okay, fine. But
Doc,
you
let
don't
me-
wait until people are young adults and need to go out
No.
and get an education and get a job and have a bank account to
Doc.
say apply.
Doc, let me
It's too
tell you.
late.
Doc, let me tell you something. I don't have no problem with the 18. This is the Bahamian Constitution. You have to respect the Constitution. What the Constitution has said, you have to respect it. But if I apply, I've been there since birth. You know where I've been to school. How long you going to take to investigate if I'm really here?
Yes.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But-
Give it to me. Don't
Yeah.
wait until election to give it to me.
Yeah.
I don't think one of the things that a lot of the young people, because when I got sworn in, I think it was almost 80 persons in that room. And I'm talking about persons that were older than I, because when I went to Our Ladies, I remember seeing them, and persons that I grew up with. You're an adulthood and now you're just getting this piece of paper. They're asking for your parents' original birth certificate. And I remember clearly sitting across from immigration from the lady and saying, my mother did not come here on Carnival Cruise. So you know she didn't come with any papers. How dare you give her a permanent residency without her birth certificate and expect me, who was born here, to now find a document that you didn't require of that person? Because see, that's a whole other issue with children who are born here of Haitian parents, because it's like it's easier for somebody who migrated here
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get documentation than for us
Given
who
the
were born
circumstances of
here.
them arriving, yeah.
So
And then-
now you have, that is one issue. And I have, like, as a teacher, you have students who are here and, you know, this has been happening for long. Haitian parents come here, they have a child, they leave them with somebody, they go to the US and they don't come back. Or they die. So you have persons who are in adulthood who are born, have never left this island. They have no documents, all they know, but they're still not Bahamian. Simply because, well, they cannot have their parents' birth certificate. And, you know, you go to the Haitian Council, it's limited as what, you know, that they can do. And just in research, there are some persons who do come from parts of Haiti where, you know, some they tell, well, they don't have a birth certificate. It wasn't recorded. And so you're in,
Sometimes not even
you're
show
in
on
such
the
a
date of
hard,
birth.
exactly, you're in such a hard place because both constitutions are similar. You are Haitian by birth and heritage. You are Bahamian by birth and heritage. So for somebody who's born of Haitian parents, you have birth for the Bahamas, but no heritage. You have heritage for Haiti and no birth.
What's it like being a French teacher?
Well,
C.H. Reeves, which is my old alma mater. I went there for junior high. And being a Haitian man, what is that like?
well, I don't want, because I've been on the talk show, I don't want to say the same history again. I try to give you a next example. But in fact, what happened as a Haitian, anytime when they know Haiti, student, Haitian, or G, they try to take over, they don't want to listen to you and stuff like that. Sometimes I play crazy. Knock my hand in the desk, bang! Tell them I've been in the armies. You know, some of them, they tried, them boys, I tell them I can shoot too, the way they I tell them, if they say they have gun, I say I have gun in my house too. I have my shotgun too. Play like, you know, I have to play. They
Like
become
you
my
had them
best.
back.
Yeah, they become my best friend too. Do you understand what
Yes.
I mean? That's what they need. That's why you see here in our education system and the Bahamas system, we need to do better. We need to do better. Especially, let me try to do something. If we do better, if we think big, we can accomplish more. What happened? Especially in the school system, there is a problem of the absentees. I don't know if that word exists. If it does not exist, you should put it in the English dictionary. there is, so to speak, absenteeism of the male figure in the system.
Sure.
That's what happened. Everywhere you see, the female is teaching the student is not afraid, so to speak, the female, so to speak. That's why at CH Waves, that lady, Miss Brown, she do the best she can to handle the education system. But we still have a problem, the male figure. We need some strong male behind the woman.
Absolutely. That's what we need throughout the system. And in primary school, I often tell people the only man is the security guard.
Yes.
Maybe the PE teacher.
That's a problem.
And then it goes on. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a break. We're here discussing Haitian-Bahamian relations. We'll be back after these messages.
This is The Exchange.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with us. We're now in our final segment. We're here discussing Haitian-Bahamian relations, and we're here with Basile Brave, filmmaker, Dorval Dallier, who is a French teacher at C.H. Reeves Junior High School, and Caroline Lucent, who is a grade 3 teacher at Palmdale Primary. And we're talking about, as I said, Haitian-Bahamian relations. And I guess the thing that strikes me most is the myths, the stereotypes that exist, that Bahamians have about Haitian people. And how interesting for me it is how these were stereotypes that were held about Bahamians not so long ago by their colonizers, by white people and by people who are, and some of them are also very similarly stereotypes that the rich just have toward the poor generally. And it just seems a little tragic to me the way that whole thing plays out. But you were talking about your experience in the classroom and trying to gain the respect and understanding of your students. How long have you been in the Bahamas teaching?
I've been in the system since 2006, but I received my letter in 2007.
and where were you before that?
Well, I was in Haiti. So to speak, teaching, and after my father died, and he was in politics, and I was looking for a place. In fact, in Haiti, we have a different view. The way you're looking at the Haitian, this is the way we're looking at you too. Mm-hmm. We say that the people in the Bahamas can't dress. They dress funny too. they wearing purple and white color, and the same way you all think in the Haitian, the same way.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember at school they used to tell me that the Bahamas is a bush place, it's a little country and stuff like that. And when I reach there, I see the most beautiful place. When I've been in Cable Beach and Paradise Island, yeah. I say this is the most beautiful place ever.
Yeah.
But in fact, what I realize here in our system, even though in political system or education system, we have to do better. In fact, myself, what I say in that, imagine yourself, I have been in the government since, I've been waiting for the government to reassess my salary since then. But they have not. You have hundreds of teachers waiting for their salary to be reassessed. But in fact, the government is pumping like millions of dollars in the economy. We have to give value to the education.
Yes.
If you do that, that's why you will find more male in the system.
Absolutely.
The reason why you don't find no male in the system, according to me, you don't pay them enough money.
Let me put this to you. I visited Haiti once, spent 17 days, and I said to my students, you know, all of you in this classroom, and they were of different complexions and body types, height, and all the rest. All of you, if you went with me to Haiti, to the airport at Port-au-Prince, and you got out, no one would speak to you in anything but Creole, and they would take all of you and assume that you were Haitian. And they said, what? I don't look like no Haitian. I said, hold on now. This country has 7-8 million people. Every complexion imaginable, and all of you look Haitian.
What?
And they're like, no, we don't look no Haitian. I said, you think that Haitians
College?
come in? Yes.
That's ignorant.
I say, you think Haitians come only one complexion or
Yeah,
one
boy.
body type? I'm telling you, you go with me today. We fly there now, and you get off the plane. Nobody's
Wow.
going to treat you any different. They're going to assume that you're a Haitian. You came from someplace else,
Wow.
but you're Haitian.
But both sides, let me tell you something. The point is, I understand that. Even some of the teachers, one time ago, when Joseph Mateli take over the power, you know, everything he has done, he put it on Facebook. I was looking at his first day at power. They have a banquet for him. You know, he come from the mulatto class.
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, you know, most of the people who've been in the banquet are mulattoes.
Right.
You know, some of the teachers asked me, wow, there are some white people in Haiti too?
Yes.
That, in fact,
What's so funny? Look at what they said. White people now.
White
They didn't
people.
say mulatto.
They didn't say
Yes.
mulattoes.
If you're a little brown, you're white.
Yeah,
exactly.
you're right, yeah.
A few
That's
years
very
ago,
thinking,
though,
yes.
about 10 years ago, the Haitian ballet was here from Jacques and
Yes,
I remember, you know, being there, and this, and I'm not even talking about kids, I'm talking about this is a grown man who owns a business, and it was a group of them because, you know, they started speaking Creole.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they asked me my name, I told them my surname, and obviously, when they caught on to the surname, and they were like, I mean, these grown business were like, they didn't say Haitians, because you know what they call they're Haitians?
Yeah.
Haitians don't, they have white Haitians? You know, and that is normally it because, you know, the thing is growing up, when they did the raids, I don't know if I don't think they still do it like that, but, you know, and it always said, you know, when the Immigration Defense Force walk on the bus, they just look for the outfit, and they just knew, based on what you were wearing, you know, yeah, that's a Haitian.
Yeah, it is the
So
same
there's-
place, ladies
there's
and gentlemen.
that
This is the same place in
okay.
Haiti. I think what the Haitian has paid right there, it's just who goes around comes around. Even themselves in Haiti, they discriminated themselves. Because they made Haitian, and like if you work at someone's house, you can drink in the same cup that you drink in the house.
Huh.
The maid, you see, and the maid can't sleep in the house. They have to make a little
house.
a little house for you on the side. I think it's the same that they are paying right now. Like the Bahamian feel, hey, look, you come to work with me, you stay with me. I don't feel like my child can sit in the same classroom with you. You understand what I mean? I think this is big because if you do something to me, somebody else will do something else to you.
It's really
Yeah.
class prejudice, isn't it?
Yeah,
race
yes.
I think it
prejudice,
is,
color
and-
prejudice.
Of course, class, color, because there is a lot of, I love one thing I appreciate here in the Bahamas. We are very wonderful and beautiful people. In fact, everybody is mixed together. My dad always tell me
Which
that-
couldn't happen as easily in Haiti,
yeah,
could it?
no, my dad
Because I find that some light folks, they want a dark boyfriend or a dark girlfriend.
Yeah, my first experience with a white
Mine was skin.
Yeah.
a white Haitian was when I visited my mom in Florida. We went to a bakery and then she spoke in Creole with the gentleman and say, hey, ça c'est petit dame. And the white man say, oh, Basilia, ça c'est petit dame. I say, what? That's Haitian. I say, ma, hey, you
So
know.
you didn't even know.
I thought I was a white guy.
Yeah, Basler,
Yeah,
Basler.
man. Yeah.
The point is, my dad always tell me like
Yes.
he always when you know people when you talk and he said one thing about the Bahamian,
Yes.
they mix like conch salad.
Yeah.
In fact, everybody's together. It doesn't matter your level and,
Yeah.
and I hug you, but in Haiti it's not the same.
Yes.
Those
Very, very rigid class and color category.
The mulattoes, they have their own social class.
Yes.
The mulatto class,
And
they
they
have
stay
their social-
married in it.
And, yes, in fact, it's hard for you, for a mulatto married to a black man like you, in fact, like that, unless you have money.
You have to be wealthy.
You're wealthy and stuff like that. In fact, what happened? What we don't know this kind of thing, but here in the Bahamas, I love you all. I enjoy living here because everybody has one. But in Haiti, it's totally different. That's why to make the Bahamas so great
Yes.
between themselves, and that's why we need to keep that. Don't let no one divide us.
Well, I mean, we still have some of those carryovers from slavery.
You do
Some of-
because
yeah.
you're saying we all mix, but the thing is everything is nice as long as you do what we say and you stay in your place.
Well, I think he's
So
thinking,
that
thinking
is
particularly about color.
The thing.
Color, yeah,
Color
yeah,
is not
color.
a lot.
Color, color is
necessarily.
not an issue, but you know your place economically,
Yeah.
financially, and with not certain jobs are just, you know, we know
Once you qualified,
these
let me-
particular jobs.
Look, the point is, once you qualified, the problem I'm talking about like now, but in Haiti, it's a little bit different here. Totally different. A different society, different point of view. Only one thing I wasn't appreciate too much, that the Bahamian don't act like Bahamian no more. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Because they act like white. They think, you all think you're British. That's the only problem I have with you. In fact, the way you all act. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, they like, excuse me for interrupting you. Growing up, I used to live around the Bahamian and the Haitian community. Long time we were one. We used to live together. I mean, like in wooden houses. Bahamians used to bed in the outside. Haitian used to bed in the outside. I remember he used to use outside toilet bowls just like the Haitians. But now it get more and modernized and all the progress now, and they forget about brothers and sisters. You know.
What I'm talking, Doc, I'm talking about the value, the cultural value. You understand what I mean? When you remember the time, I think you may find that an island, a family island right now. Like I watch for Brothers Keepers, I watch for you, watch for me.
Yeah.
Even in the school, that's maybe. In fact, what happened now? If the child do something in the street, I can beat that child for you. You know, and you can't even reach home to say what happened to you. You understand what I mean? All those practical, we lose there. I think the Bahamas, we lost them.
Maybe it's a consequence of urbanization, of a population that you don't know, you're not with strangers, but in the rural family island fishing and farming type model, it's a smaller society, you know your neighbors,
but the point is,
you feel more responsible.
One thing again, Doc, the modern Bahamas, it's I think it's made according to migration, so to speak, the modern Bahamas. Most of them, like, it is not like you will find like Asian, like the Chinese. In a couple of years, you'll see we don't know what's going to happen now. Do you understand what I mean? That it's a mix of culture that you have here in the Bahamas. That the Bahamian, we have to work so hard to keep the real Bahamian culture.
I totally agree. Agree. Final thoughts for that young person out there who is of Haitian descent, who's not yet a citizen, who's dealing with prejudice at school, who's dealing with people having smart remarks, saying things. They may not even know that he or she is Haitian, but they just say things. What do you want to say to that person that's out there dealing with that?
Well, what I could say is just keep your head up. Get yourself around elderly persons, because that's what I did when I was growing up. They really give you things of inspiration. They know the history and the background of the Bahamian society and the community. So,
I
would say to them to not get angry and retaliate, but actually try to work within the system and educate themselves and realize that, it's not the fault of any government. It's a constitution that we inherited. And so rather than be angry, try to work within the system and get ahead and actually prove everybody wrong who's saying that, dumb Haitian, prove them wrong.
Yeah. Well, Reverend Dallier.
I think, let me say something at least. One thing I'm going to tell you, we are brothers and sisters.
Yes.
All of us come from in the same boat in Africa to come to America.
Yep.
Except those new Africans who came by plane.
Exactly. I'll just say this, in my experience, one of the things I'll never forget about my trip, I was in Jacmel, and this guy started talking to me, and I was like, no, I'm not Haitian. He said, no, my brother.
You look like someone.
If you're a black man and you're in Haiti, you're Haitian.
But in fact, let me tell you something.
Yeah, that's true.
I love that.
Yeah,
but one time, when Haitian get the independence, anyone who want to be free, you know where you go? Haiti.
Yeah. I want to thank you all for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed our program. Take care. Be safe. God bless. One.